Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the lecture 7 of web design and development, and in this lecture we are going to talk about hypertext markup language known as HTML. The lecture contents are very simple. We are going to talk about hypertext markup language. Introduction of HTML is quite simple. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, the language of web pages on the World Wide Web, known as WWW. HTML defines the structure of web pages and determines how data is displayed online, and it is directly interpreted by the browsers. So browsers are necessary to use the HTML. Hypertext allows non-linear linkaging to the other documents, and markup is actually content on the page, and it is marked up or tagged to tell the browser how to display it. HTML was developed by Tim Berners-Lee in 1991 at the CERN laboratories in Switzerland. However, later versions were implemented, and in 1995 we have the HTML2, and in 1997 we had 3, and in 1999 we have HTML4, and around 2010 we had the HTML version 5. So HTML are tags that instruct what is embedded on the text of the document. Usually HTML tags are marked with less than and greater than signs. For example, you can write an HTML tag using this symbol. So some HTML tags are paired tags. That means each starting tag has an ending tag similar to that, and ending tag starts with a slash. Some tags are singular tags such as breaks (br) or horizontal rules (hr) or bold tags, italic tags, etc. HTML is not case sensitive. That means you can use upper letters or lower letters to represent the tags. Multiple spaces will appear as single space. So if you provide multiple space by pressing a lot of space keys, these will be ignored. Blank and new lines are also ignored. It means if you press a number of times the enter button, it will be ignored and the text will be displayed continuously without any line or text breaks. So if you want to comment some code or some text, you can use this structure. Your comment will start with this symbol and it will end with this symbol, and the remaining part will be comment. Usually HTML files have HTML extension. So again, HTML is not case sensitive. Spaces will appear as single space, and blanks and new lines are ignored. You can represent the comments using this way. The entire web page is enclosed within HTML and /HTML tag. That means this is the main tag of your HTML page. It is often represented as a root of the page. Within these tags, two distinct sections are created, named as head of the page and the body of the page. Head tags usually contains information about the web page, its title, some icon on the web page, or some links to the other files such as style sheets, cascading style sheets, or JavaScript files, along with other information such as meta tags that contains the information about what is actually represented in the main body of your tag. So this leads to the second definition or second section of your HTML page, known as body tag. It indicates the start and end of main body of textual information. So anything being visible on the page is presented or described inside the block of body tag. Some common elements that are used in the web pages are known as text elements. And from text element, paragraphs is the most common element and it is represented by a p tag. You start the element with a p and end with a slash p, and any text in the inside this parenthesis is represented as paragraph, and you can align the paragraph left, right, center, or justify. You have a break tag to give the one line break, and it is used as BR, and it is a singular tag. Similarly, if you want to represent the heading, you have different headings from H1 to H6, and it is used as similarly as other corresponding tags such as paragraph. And each heading defines a different style. For example, H1 is the largest heading and H6 is the smallest heading. HR draws a horizontal line, and you can align it from left to right or center, and you can specify the size. That means you can specify the width as well of the page, that how much amount of page it can take. And similarly, size will specify how much depth or the how much height of the line is represented. Similarly, you can use the color as well. There are other text styles such as you can make the text bold, italic, or underline. Another common elements of HTML pages is represented as lists. There are three common types of lists known as ordered list, and definition list. Unordered lists are usually represented in bullets or other form of uh, sequences that does not contain the number. So unordered list tags start from UL and ends at /UL. And inside these tags, each element is presented with a LI tag known as list item tag. And you can specify the type of bullet such as fill round or square, or you can use any other kind of custom made bullets. Similarly, ordered list starts from OL and ends at /OL, and it specifies a sequence of list items, and each element is embedded in this block OL and /OL, and it can be sequenced with a number or a alphabet or a Roman number. So starts alerts the numbering sequence. You can specify from which number you want to start, and you can specify the value that changes the number sequence in the middle of an ordered list. Definition list starts from DL and ends at /DL. Definition list means you can define a term and provide its description. The definition term is represented as the tag DT, and the definition of that term is represented as definition description D tag. Another important element of web pages is links. The crux of HTML is capability to reference countless other pieces of information easily on the internet. That means you can link your web page to the other part of application known as internal links, or any other web application on the net known as external links. Internal links work through website directory, and there can be absolute links and relative links. Absolute links specify the actual location of any resource on the website. However, relative links specify their location with respect to the current directory. This leads to the definition of directory. A directory is simply another name for a folder on a website. The root directory or the root folder is the main directory that holds the whole of your website, and a subdirectory is a directory that is within another directory. Similarly, a parent directory is a directory that contains another directory. So internal links are internal to web applications. To link another page, href hyperreference attribute is used of an opening tag of A known as anchor, and the value of href attributes is the name of the file you are linking to. So a anchor tag is used to specify the links, and href attributes specify the link of the actual output. For example, in this case, we want to reach to an internal page known as abc.html, and we have the value click here. So when we click here, we will be directed to abc.html. So for external links, to link the page to another website, again href attribute of an opening tag of anchor is used, and the value of href attribute is the full web address for the web page you want to link to rather than just the file name. For example, a tag is used, href is referring to the google.com.pk. Again, click here is mentioned, and it will open the website if you are connected to internet. Similarly, internal references can be made. That means you can also link your anchors to a specific location in the page. For this, you have to specify two steps. Number one, you have to mark the location. So in this case, we have marked the location 1 using a tag, and we have named the location as location 1. From anywhere other than this location, we can use a link. Again, we use the anchor tag, and we specify the hyperreference, and we link to that name. Name is accessed with the hash symbol followed by the name specified for that symbol. So whenever we click on this button or hyperlink, we will be moved to this location on the page. Similarly, you can specify the access key shortcut for the accessing of hyperlink. You can specify the tab index, that if you move to the tab, your hyperlink will be accessed. You can specify the target, that will specify how your web page is opened. For example, if you want to open in the same window, you do not need to specify any target, and if you want to open in a new window, you can specify the blank, or even you can open into a new browser. Title, specify the title of your uh, hyperlink, and it will be displayed when you hover over the link. Another important element of web pages are images, and image tag known as img tag is used to add images to the web pages. Important elements are source attribute, src, alt attribute, alternating text attribute, and the image link. So image tag is specified as img, and we specify a source named as abc.jpg. Height and width specify the height and the width of the image. Similarly, alt attributes specify if the image is not shown or not available, alternate text will be visible to the user. You can also align the images to the left or right, top or bottom or middle of the pages. Similarly, you can also create image links and maps, and we can put the image between a hyperlink tag, and instead of a text to link another document or the portion of web page, we can use an image. For example, we can use an image tag in a hyper reference tag. So when we click on the image, we will be directed to this page. This is another example of same uh, process. Image maps allow you to add multiple links to the same image. For example, you can create a map and you can add the reference to the each area. So for that you have to define, and it can be defined using a map tag, and you can specify the map name. In the map you can specify one or more area that will be linked to a hyperreference. For example, in this case we have a link shape and we provide the coordinates of the link area, and we link the hyperreference to a page reference. And then we add an image, and we add an image title using the source property, and we use the user map to actually divide the image into number of areas provided by the map attribute or map tag. Audio and video elements can also be added to your web pages. The video tag and the audio tag is used to add video and audio to the web page. The important attributes are the source attribute that specify the file for the audio, and the video tag. The autoplay specifies that whenever the page loads, if you have set the autoplay, then the image, the video or the audio will be autoplayed. Controls specify that you want to see the controls such as pause, play, stop, etc. Height usually is specified in the video tag, and you can specify the height of your video tag. Loop specifies that your audio or video will be looped. Whenever it will reach the end, it will start from the beginning again. So here you can see implementation of video tag. Similarly, an audio tag can be implemented. However, height will not be used in the audio tag. If you want to study more, you can use any of online help available to learn the HTML, or you can use the chapter 1 to 5 beginning from HTML, XHTML, CSS and JavaScript by John Duckett, etc. And you can ask me through any channel, or you can use question and answer session on Teams. Thank you very much.